Keith. January 28th. What's that?
I'm filling in for Dan. That's me that does that.
I know, but you were kind of just standing there. Like the
Uh,
3, 2, 1 countdown had happened.
oh, I didn't. Oh, I missed that. All right, cut out Kevin's and make sure just mine run.
Just Keith's. Okay. January 28th. A lot to talk about today. The first topic will be, this was pretty much happening during the rundown yesterday, the Kanye and Wiz Khalifa Twitter beef, which was, one of the more legendary days in Twitter. Yesterday was like an Oscar, Grammy, VMAs type night or type afternoon where just everyone was tweeting. There were memes. It was awesome. Great day. Kevin, you love the Twitter beef. Let's start with just the Ye Wiz aspect of it. What do you got?
First of all, I want to address everyone that was calling me soft and calling me a pussy for apologizing to Twitter to get back on. Well, imagine if I didn't. Imagine if I missed this whole fucking thing. So I stand by my decision to tuck tail and come back to Twitter. Because when this kind of shit is happening, Twitter is legitimately the best thing that's ever happened to the whole world.
Can I just say something? Whoever said you're an idiot for apologizing, I'd suck Twitter's dick to get back on Twitter. Just deleting a fucking tweet is like a bitch move. I check Twitter 17 times a minute. It's just it's my tick.
Yeah.
I would apologize in a second if they let me back on. That was so dumb for people to get upset about that. But continue, I'm sorry.
And not only that, but they were like, yo, you're soft. You're such a bitch. I was like, bro, we're talking about Twitter. What are you talking about? All right, anyway, Kanye and Wiz. It's funny. I know that that Wiz was talking shit about how he changed the name of his album to Waves the night before. So I know that's why this all started. But the fact that it was a misunderstanding where he was tweeting KK for Killer Kush instead of Kim Kardashian, the fact that Kanye exploded for all the wrong reasons made it 10 times better. 17 tweets. Now, I'm not a Kanye. I like Kanye's music. I hate Kanye like the person. But he kind of won me over with this shit. The first one that was like, oh, you think I'm not petty just because I'm the best to ever do it? And then he just went in on him. That was unbelievable. When he said, I think for everyone, the highlight was, well, John, you like the one about the kid. But I think when he said, I thought you were cool, man. I like your pants. I wish I was tall and skinny. It was great because it was like a little bit of humility, which he never shows, all while eviscerating this dude. It was quite the start to the Twitter day.
Keith, you are Mr. Tall and Skinny, wears cool pants. Everyone's very jealous of you, of your frame. It's perfect. What do you have on that?
Perfect, dude.
I said that, right? As I said that, I was like, all right, maybe a little over the top, I think.
What an intro. Thank you.
Roll with it.
Thank God, Kevin, thank God you were back for this because honestly, you just said like 3 things that I didn't even pick up on. I didn't understand most of this until I read your blogs about it. You're the Black Twitter liaison that explains all of the stuff that's going on. I get a little bit of Black Twitter, but when they get into the hashtags and the memes and the pictures, I just wait for the KFC blog to go up so I can read it and get the white guy's version of it. Killed it.
My favorite part of the nice pants stuff was that wasn't a stream of consciousness and then the stream of consciousness tearing was apart. It was all intermixed. It was yo, I fucking own your child. By the way, sweet pants. But seriously, I fucked your bitch and you got strapped by a stripper. Anyway, I sent those pants to my stylist because they're that dope. His whole world is just his brain moves so chaotically that he was just throwing things out there. I loved the child part because it is 100% true. Kanye, if Kanye didn't fuck Amber Rose, then Amber Rose is never famous. Then Amber Rose never dates Wiz Khalifa. And Wiz Khalifa never has a fucking kid. He owns that kid. That kid exists because of Kanye West.
I hear that, and obviously Kanye and Kim Kardashian are next level famous and successful. But you can kind of say the same shit about Kim Kardashian.
I said that. Ray J's publicist must have been asleep because all Ray J had to tweet was same here, bud, or just a picture of him
Ditto.
sipping tea or something, and Twitter would have lost its fucking mind. Ray J would be back in the game. Is Ray J still alive? Could he might be dead, I guess.
You're right. That was a huge missed opportunity to just be same thing over here, bro.
It's someone needs to just text him and be hey, Kanye's going in about how he made a chick famous. You might want to just say you came on Kim's tits. That might be something to mention because What's that?
That's the exact thing I would have sent. I would have sent no words, just a picture. No, I would have made an audio file because she closes out that video. I rewatched it today for research. The last line of it is like the last line is "come on my face" in like her sexy voice. I would have just dubbed that over like a little GIF of him banging her, and with no words. That's it, and you'd win that.
I love you clarified that you rewatched it today because I was like, yo, if Keith knows the audio of the sex tape off the top of his head, that's incredible.
I knew she said some dirty shit during it, but I was like, oh, if I'm gonna write about this, I need to know exactly what it is. So I pulled it up, incognito window, figured it out. It's "come on my face." Maybe please. I don't know if she says please.
Oh, I hope she says please. I hope she does. That would really get me going. All right, next, and then so the next aspect of this was when Amber Rose came in. And she said, what's the matter, Kanye? Are you mad? Because I think she called herself Mother? Or Mother?
That was the second tweet. Yeah.
That was the second one? Okay. Are you mad I'm not around to play with your asshole anymore? Hashtag fingers in the booty ass bitch. And then said something about, like, you ran because Mother's here. You getting bodied by a stripper. N-word. I hate to say this. I'm going to need a shower after saying it. I'm on Dave Portnoy's side when it comes to this. Just saying it is disgusting. But, like, people are like, oh, Kanye took an L here. Kanye's just next level getting blowjobs. I've never done this, and I feel like such a pussy that I have now. Like, I don't think he should have been so wildly attacked for this. Keith?
No, I totally agree. I was going to say the same thing. I hate that Dave said it, but, like, that's not, you don't lose because someone says they like play with your butt. Like I'm not a butt play guy, but plenty of people are, and they seem to swear by it. It's not like that degrading towards you. It's kind of cool. It's not like she was like bending over and taking a dump on his chest or something. Like I thought the second tweet was worse. Just like you just got bodied and I'm your mother and stuff like that. Like that's more of an insult than just like getting a little finger around your butt.
All right, just a little Kevin.
Listen, here's the deal. There's two sides to this because I'm. You want to get a finger in your butt? Go for it. Little ass play? It's 2016. That's what's going on. That's what's hot in the streets. It's like when you first start having sex, the D and the V is good enough. And after a long time, you got to keep getting weirder and kinkier to get off. This is just the natural progression of sex. So if you're not down with a little bit of butt play, you really just haven't lived yet. But that being said, it's still like taboo. So when everybody knows that you get a digit up the butt, it is kind of a loss. Like, I get what you're saying, and I think we're all in agreement here. But when the whole internet is now tweeting memes of, like, fingers up your asshole, and you're supposed to be this, like, fucking above it all, tough, revolutionary, hardcore rapper dude, it's not a good look. So I can kind of see where I see both sides of it. But I mean, down a little
I said Kanye is gonna. First of all, I think we were maybe the first ones to say butt play was gonna be huge this year. I
think John, we said that 2015 was the year of ass eating. I think 2016 is gonna be penetration.
Penetration. I mean, like, if you don't think Kanye is gonna make it cool, you're kind of just stupid. He has people camp out for shoes, pay thousands of dollars shoes, pay $400 for ripped white T-shirts. If you don't think he's gonna make booty fingers like back, like I've never really thought that I wanted a booty finger. On KFC radio before, I once said that I'm never the first person to jump off a sexual bridge, but I'll always cannonball right after. So if Kanye's doing it, I kind of don't have a choice. I mean, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to Montreal next month. I might have to get a new room massage, pay a little extra, and just test the waters. Just see what it's like.
You know what they're gonna call it? Like, it's gonna be called the Kanye. It'll be like his move. Like all like the names for the sexual moves. Getting the Kanye is just like getting a finger up.
Just a little finger up there. And if you think about it, like, you know how you watch like a progression of porn, like how you fall down the porn hole, where it's like you start watching like, I don't know, just like, you Google like blonde big tits, and by the time like you're done, you're watching like BDSM, like chicks getting like drowned. That's kind of like the progression of what Kanye's done, where it's Kanye must have had so much fucking sex in his life in the last 15 years that like that's what he needs. Like Kanye can't have fucking normal sex. He's been a superstar since what, 2000?
Dude, normal people who have like very little amounts of sex get weirder and kinkier as time goes on. Someone like Kanye West, I mean, I'm surprised it's just a finger. surprised it's not like a foot up there or something.
Right, like that, like the fact that he's not using like one of those fucking like rhinoceros masks is like, I don't know, from a cage. I don't know. It's like that kind of thing. Like, you don't know how rich someone is. Like, I don't know what I'd do with that amount of money. I don't know what I'd have to do to get off if I've had that amount of sex. I fucking pulled a quad jerking off the other night. So that's what my sex life is like. I'm not getting fingers in the ass. Dude, no, this is kind of serious. It's like, I might go to the doctors for the first time, well, in 2 weeks, but longer than that afterwards. I like hurt my knee jerking off, and like I don't know, dude.
Explain. I don't want to go too deep into this. Explain the logistics of how you can hurt your knee. Jerking off.
All right, so you like when you come, obviously you like tighten up, and like your knees kind of tighten up.
You're like a Charlie horse.
Yeah, no, but it stayed. It happens every time now. So like, it's like a mouse who keeps eating the cheese even though he's gonna get electrocuted. Like every time I come, my leg locks up and I like am in a lot of pain, but I fucking have to keep doing it because I don't really have an option.
John, you can't sneeze, you can't yawn, you can't come. Something goes wrong in your body anytime these like bodily things occur. I'll tell you what, it would take a lot for me to like really buckle down and like be healthy. I think like rampant pain every time I jerk off would be it. I think that would actually, you're going to be healthy soon. I can feel it.
It's like a dread. Like when I'm coming, it's like a dread where it's like, oh no, this is going to hurt. And then it just locks up and I'm like, ah! It's a weird fucking like pain/pleasure. I don't know, man.
We just got such an in-depth look at your jerking off and your
Kevin asked. I kind of briefly brought it up.
Girls drowning each other.
That was a casual drop right there.
You know when you're just on Google and you end up watching girls fucking drown each other? Yeah. Okay.
This is bad.
Yeah, sure,
all right.
Let's
go into some normal stuff. Normal stuff. Dennis Weidman. This was a real hot topic last night. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. Weidman looks like he bundles a ref from behind.
Yeah. Salomaki, and then he is banged up, and he's going to try and make his way to the bench. And there's the collision with Don Henderson. He doesn't even see the linesman.
There was a lot of debate over. I mean, there were some idiots. These ones we don't even need to discuss. But some idiots saying like it was payback for missing a call. I mean, he's a linesman. It's not his call to fucking make. Also, you just can't do that. Like, you can't hit. It's not a fucking person who took a cheap shot where you get to take payback. You can't hit a ref. That's easy. The second one was that people thought he was concussed and didn't know where he was, so he hit a guy from behind. Weidman finished the game later, said never claimed concussion afterwards, just said he didn't see him. Keith, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm not a hockey guy. I feel like you don't really need to be for this, though. Like, I read about this first when our hockey guy posted it last night. And his blog was like that it wasn't a big deal, nothing happened. I was like, oh, maybe this is just some hockey thing that I don't know about. But then, like, I saw what you tweeted, and all the comments were like, this is the dirtiest shit ever. And, I mean, I know excuses. And him saying that he didn't see this guy and he just popped up is like, if you watch the video, that doesn't really fit. He, like, fucking leveled the guy.
Follows right through.
It seems pretty obvious. But I also don't like this trend that we have now where anytime somebody does something like this, everyone just wants them banned, like, for life. Lifetime ban, like, forever. Like, they'll get a suspension and lose some money and then come back. Like, people pay for it. But, like, jumping on, like, the whole bandwagon movement, that's kind of a little too far.
I mean, that really was my initial reaction, was, like, he might get kicked out of the league.
I was going to say, it probably is over the top to be, like, kick him out of the league. But, I mean, I think it's just, like, at least in the realm of discussion. You do that to another player and you're getting a serious suspension. You do that to a referee, probably, like, half your size, not expecting it, not a player you're competing against. I wouldn't like be that. I wouldn't be that shocked or like, wow, that was fucked up if he did get kicked out.
The fact that he just says it was unintentional and he didn't see him until the last second, it just doesn't fit. Like, I've bumped into a ton of people. My hands never follow through like that. It's like, especially when they're moving at such slow speeds. Like, you kind of just like hug someone so they don't fall, or you kind of do like a quick sidestep. Like, there are a lot of options for a professional athlete other than, I mean, he looks like he even cocks back a bit. I don't know. Maybe I have tunnel vision because the first thing I saw was the Vine, which everything looks worse in like a short bit, but I can't see it any other way. I've looked at it a million times. I can't see it any other way than that was like just a blatantly intentional hit.
Here it is, top of your screen right there, folks. Neither is actually...
Because he has a little space and he does wind up. Like, I get if you see someone at the last second and you push him, but he puts a lot into it. Like, the first thing I thought of was, you know that the video of the football player running across the field and the ref, like, puts a stick on him and knocks him over?
Yeah.
Just because, like, that's the only way you can defend yourself. But, like,
Right.
if you're a full hockey player in pads with a stick and there's a little ref in front of you, like, that, it doesn't really happen like that.
But even in that ref video, like, they're moving at fast speeds. These are two people just gliding.
Yeah, so that's...
Even if they just bumped into each other, he's not going down that violently. Other people are saying that those kind of collisions happen a lot during by the bench area. I've probably watched thousands of hockey games. I don't think I've ever seen at least that violently.
You know what's? If you look at the way the bench reacts, that says everything. The guys on the bench are like, "What the fuck was that?" I mean, those guys are on the bench all the time. They're professional hockey players. They even were like, "Holy shit!" So it doesn't happen all the time. It's not a common occurrence.
And if you accidentally hit someone that hard with their face hits the boards, you apologize. Like, you kind of, I mean, I'm not asking for for Weidman to pick the guy up, dust him off, but you kind of at least look back and do like the oh shit sorry. Like you bump into someone in the mall, you kind of just give like the half head turn, which is enough for an apology in public. You kind of at least, like, he never even looked back. It was just like he ran someone over in the car and just kept driving like a hit and run. Where he's like, I'll just, and within the next mile I'll just forget it ever happened. The minimum suspension is 20 games for this. I feel like it has to be more. It's got to be at least the rest of the season, which it's the midway point. It's the All-Star break, so it's like 40-some-odd games. Next up, Russell Wilson, the biggest fucking dink on the planet right now. He he tweeted his woman crush Wednesday, which is like it's so fucking lame in and of itself. But tweeted his woman crush Wednesday is his girlfriend Ciara, who he's never once had sex with. And he plagiarized the whole fucking thing. He Googled how to describe a beautiful woman and then just copy and pasted it onto why she's the woman crush. Keith, hit me with it.
I mean, it's literally 40-year-old version, Bags of Sand. Like this, he is an actual, 27, 28-year-old virgin dating this super hot girl that he won't have sex with. Everyone knows it. It's such a turnaround that Russell Wilson went from this like scrappy guy that everyone rooted for, and he like won despite being so small. And now he's like this fucking weirdo virgin that writes Google descriptions about his girlfriend on Instagram and drinks like recovery water.
Important correction
weirdo.
here. He is not a virgin. That's the craziest thing.
He's a new virgin. He's re-virgin.
He's basically a virgin now.
I mean, he's been like, that's what I don't get. Like, he fucking used to drive a Toyota Camry, and then he got rich enough to afford a Ferrari, and he just leaves it in the garage. Like, his ex-wife was like, like, they probably had some lame-ass fucking sex. She's some little white girl from Wisconsin, I think. And then he starts fucking dating this black chick who just drips sex, and he just keeps it on display.
And once you've had sex, like, the horse is out of the barn. God is already mad at you. You've already broken the fucking commandments or whatever, so you might as well just keep having sex. My thing here is, if this was like, a quote from like The Notebook or a movie or something that chicks would like that you like Google and then you posted it, it's one thing. Because it's like, I don't know, that's like a normal guy move to me. Like, I gotta say something sweet to my girl. I'm gonna like Google Shakespeare or some shit. She'll like that. But the fact that it was like what does a beautiful, like, how do you describe a beautiful woman? That is basically like, I'm a gay guy who doesn't know how to describe a woman. So do it for me, internet. That, and the fact that it was like lilac and kisses and shit.
Honey sweet lips that were lilac soft, baby. I'm going to start using that all the fucking time
now. He took the main line from the description. Like,
what's that?
Google, the little description line, he just took that off. Like, he didn't even dive into the article.
It's crazy. Like, yeah, like you said, if you want to tweet, like, this is my woman crush Wednesday, if she's a bird, I'm a bird, that's pussy. Right. That, you crushed that tweet. But if you're fucking just taking it was from a WordPress. The website was from a WordPress. It was like he went out of his way to try and plagiarize something that he didn't think people would find. Like when I was writing college papers, where I'd go to the depths of page 4 on Google to fucking find out something that I didn't think my teacher would find. That's what Russell Wilson did. Only he doesn't realize that the internet is much more advanced these days.
If you're gonna be a loser dink, at least don't get caught doing it. Be better at it, Russell Wilson.
Dude, and to cherry on top is that she used to date and has Future's child. I mean, Future's like the songbird of a generation. Future says things like, "I ain't got no manners for no sluts. I'ma stick my thumb in her butt." And
will you back me up on Future, Keith? Nobody fucking cares about Future. Come on.
I'm not. Well, they care a lot. I don't know why though. I don't really like him. I like when he's featured on the songs. It's good, but John just listens to his mixtapes all the way through on repeat.
It's good. I guess we have different tastes or something like that.
Kevin is the Black Twitter liaison, and he doesn't agree, so I'll take his word for it.
You're wrong.
Dylan even says you're wrong. Lastly, this was one of my favorite stories of the day. The University of Oregon strongly considered, I believe, to take down Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech because it wasn't inclusive enough. It did not include gender inequality or gender identity issues. So they thought, not enough MLK, you're gone. Eventually they came to their senses. But Keith, I feel like I keep going to you first, but this is your story, so we're going to do it one more time.
Yeah, I mean, they said that they left it, but it wasn't without a strong and fierce debate or something. But at least they're consistent. The number one symbol of equality and civil rights, a black guy, has to also check his privilege. So it's not just not just the white people.
His privilege, Keith. His privilege.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I'm trying to find new ways to write about these stories because there's new one every week. But a Martin Luther King Jr. quote, not including gender identity. So you're going to pull it down. You know why that quote was up in the first place? Is because it used to say some famous quote about making leaders of men and feminist protests for weeks until they pulled that quote down and put the Martin Luther King quote up. So, cycle keeps going.
Kev,
what would you want? What kind of quote would you want? So, they're mad about the color of the skin part, right? So, he's got to say not the color of the skin or the dick or the vagina hanging between your legs or the age we're gonna include every fucking little caveat that a person can be before the content of their character part. Everybody's an asshole. Shut up.
I think that says enough right there.
Yeah.
Everyone's an asshole. Shut the fuck up.
That should be our weapon underneath the weaponized motto. Everyone's an asshole.
Did you see the Daily Mail yesterday? Had an article about this 16-year-old chick who, she's an older woman, or she's my age. And when she was 16, she realized she was actually a cat. So she goes around purring and meowing, and she has her little fucking things like this, and she wears cat ears and cat makeup, and she says she's known since she was 16 years old. She's a cat in a woman's body. Are we 5 years off from that person not being included in that?
That'll be a motto on a school's fucking plaque. You can be a cat if you want to get into this guy school.
Martin Luther King did not mention cat women in his "I Have a Dream" speech. So.
When you think about it, he's kind of a fucking dickhead. You're just concerned about race? Pretty fucking selfish, MLK.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Oh, you want to use the same water bottles, water fountains. Fucking what about that woman over there who thinks she's a man? Huh? Wants to use the men's bathroom.
John, let's talk about your little battle with the dictionary. Namely, let's fast forward through the battle, which was valiantly fought. There was a couple hard words. I'm sure resident dictionary Keith had no problems with any of those words. But in your little victory lap, spelling click wrong. It would have actually been the funniest thing ever had I thought you did it on purpose. But you absolutely thought click was... But
I am getting tweeted at by people being like, come on, that was such a setup. Oh, yeah. That was a total fucking setup, dude.
This happens all the time where we'll screw something up and we'll all just be like, bro, can't you sense sarcasm? You didn't get the joke just to cover our own ass. This is the maximum of that. This is peak version of that if you're going to try to play this off like you meant to right click.
No, there's no fucking chance I meant to right. In my defense, I readily admit that a million years I was never getting stationary. Never. I don't think I've ever written the word stationary, like as far as the writing, paper and shit goes. Maybe I've written it once or twice in my life. I could have reread that blog 50 fucking times. My brain was never gonna go, oops, wrong stationary, and I admit that. Click, however, I do know. I was just in a state of ecstasy. I was screaming. I had defeated the big dictionary, and I just was rapidly writing things. If I wrote that one in a blog, I'd probably catch it. Probably. But
what sucks is that you chose the word click. You could have said crew or a squad or a team, but you had to go with click and fuck yourself over.
I blame Tupac.
How about the American?
Did you know that word? Did you know the word Zugma?
No.
So even Keith can't spell that word or define that word.
That definition was some bullshit. That was like a paragraph. What was the definition of it again? It was opening your heart to a homeless little boy. That's like when Chinese characters, like when one Chinese character means like a fucking novel. Like, we don't need a word for opening your heart to a homeless boy. That's fucking excessive.
That's never happened. Who's ever opened their heart to a homeless boy? We do not need a word for that.
Dude, speaking of homeless people real quick, I went to Wendy's the other night, and walking home I gave a homeless guy $1, and he said, hey man, what about a 20? And his friend said, hey man, what about me? I was like, I'm walking home in sweatpants with Wendy's. What makes you think that I am in the position to be handing out fucking Hamiltons, dude? The homeless people are just getting cocky. I'm not opening my heart to another homeless person ever again.
Oh. No Zugma. Zugma for John.
I give $1 max, and it's to this one guy. Kevin might know him. There's one guy in New York. John, you'll probably meet him. He's got no legs and no arms, and he's blind. And he scoots along the floor of the subway with a can. And every time I see him, I give him $1 because I feel so bad. But he's not getting a 20, so that guy's definitely not.
Dude, I am pretty much 100% anti-giving money to homeless people. That dude is the exception. His life is so bad. He's like Rickety Cricket from Always Sunny, but with no arms, no legs, and no vision. How that guy doesn't just throw himself in front of the train, just hop along and hop off the platform, I'll never understand. That guy deserves all the money in the world.
Not a 20.
I was going to say $19 max.
I think while I did defeat the dictionary, and it was a win for mankind, it's 2-1. It's me and John Henry, and then Dwight. Dwight lost to the computers, right?
I believe so, yes.
Because I remember Pam like DMing him later, being like trying to make him feel better because he saw Angela kiss Andy or some shit like that. So it's 2-1 mankind. But I'm gonna be totally honest. I got pushed around the ring in the Twitter war. Like when they were like, "This is my crew," and sent that fucking picture of an old ass dude. That was funny as shit.
How about Merriam-Webster's dictionary Twitter being kind of funny? Like I didn't see that coming.
I mean, they're definitely stoolies because like they were tweeting last night about the blog, and I never even sent them the blog.
How did a stoolie get that job though? Like that's what they applied to be the Merriam-Webster dictionary social media team.
They are everywhere, man. There's stoolies in the government. There's stoolies like watching your kids, teaching the youth of America, running the dictionary. That's a scary thought. Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy scary. It's like when you kind of grow up to our age and whatnot, and like I have friends who are like elementary school teachers, and we'll be like out on a Wednesday night, and they'll think like, holy shit, like you used to like my teacher used to do this. My fucking Mrs. Spelding was fucking so shit-faced like for the first 3 hours of class while she was teaching me cursive on Wednesday morning. Like that's how stoolies are. It's a scary thought to think back. Like those people have influence.
Mrs. Spelding probably got like fucked the night before, rolled in there like after getting laid, and that taught you the alphabet.
Wearing the same fucking panties, but just a skirt she had in the car, like a little tramp. This is probably why
the night before, putting a finger up somebody's ass.
Bruh, she's probably fingering booty holes. This is why, like, words like selfie are getting in the dictionary, because we have fucking stoolies running it. They just think it's funny.
Yep.
All right, that's the rundown.